Hello and welcome back to How Bored. Again, you will not be seeing my face today in this video, as I have both cameras focused here on the table, so you guys can get as much coverage for what's happening here as possible. I'm still working on this setup, so I apologize if it's a little jank and maybe not everything is as detailed as it could be, but I will be working on that in the future. But regardless, we are here today to play Final Girl, and specifically to play A Knock at the Door as our feature film. Now, I've taken the liberty of getting this all set up and good to go already, but if you want a run-through on how to set up Final Girl and a basic overview on how to play, I did do an entire video for that I will have linked down in the description, as well as in a card up there for your use if you want to watch that before getting into this. This will be a way to actually detail how the game works and show it all flowing, as well as running through this feature film here, which again is A Knock at the Door that I chose as the most basic one that I own currently, and it is what I used as the example for the how to play. So if you want the tandem video, I would definitely recommend watching that setup and how to play video first to get kind of a basic understanding if you are not familiar with Final Girl. If you are already familiar with Final Girl and just a fan of the game, then go ahead and stick around for the gameplay and let's see how well I can do. I'm notoriously bad at rolling these dice, so we will go ahead and see how things go today. So here at Windgard Cottage against the Intruders, I've already gone so far as to even get the starting event. We'll go ahead and brush through that pretty quickly here. I got the kick scooter, which was something that came up in the setup video. So this one, I placed a scooter token on the outdoor space closest to me, which I actually did forget to do. I don't have the token out, but I did get the event. So that's going to go up there. That's our closest outdoor space. And then basically we'll be able to use this to move around outdoors a bit quicker. We won't be able to have victims follow us, but it's just nice for being able to get around the outside of the board if we're trying to chase or get away from the killers. So nice to have that little bonus there. And as for the special rules of this feature film, if people are not aware, the core thing that's different with the killers as opposed to most killers in feature film boxes is that there is 3 of them. There's only ever going to be 1 active killer at a time, and that token will shift down to make all of these killers active at different times. There are going to be certain tarot cards that will reference all of them, and I believe most of their finales will have like the main killer do an action, go down to the next active killer, and then so on and so forth. But there could be cases where it's all killers as well. So that's pretty much the main special thing about the killers for this box. And then for the location, we actually have a couple of different things going on. The primary one is crafted items. You'll see there's an extra item deck up here compared to normal setup for Final Girl, and that's because these are crafted items where we can get normal items from the item decks, and then also there's locations on the board here that will have different, where did they go? That will have these different supply items right here. So we've got wood, nails, discarded tools, and rope. We grab some of these as well as maybe some things from the item deck. And then these are the weapons that we are available to craft for this game of A Knock at the Door. I do still have all of the rest of the deck here because I believe there are some cases where you can go into this deck as well. So we will go ahead and leave that available as well as the bonus regular items. For the setup, we are going to be doing fishing trip, so we get quite a few people closer up here to the lake, and then just a few chilling around in the house. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here today. I've got my starting cards, and I think usually like my first thing to do is get my horror down, and I don't think I hate that, but at the same time, I kind of want the time to be able to spend to buy some really impactful cards for my first turn. Right now we're currently, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces from the garage, I think is the closest way to get there. And right now the garage has the lucky rabbit's foot, which could be very helpful for us if we get our horror down and then maybe we do like a planning to get some extra dice. We can get some really good benefits off of that. I don't hate that. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this lucky rabbit's foot here, this is interpreting that I can, for each horror roll, I can like do the same thing, because it doesn't say you can't pick the same option more than once. So I think I might almost go for that, to be honest. Because I could get a lot, if I'm able to roll like 6 dice off of a planning and I hit enough, I could get moving a lot, and then it doesn't even cost me time. And who knows, maybe I find something better out of the garage if I get a double success search. So I think first and foremost, we're going to sell our short rest and our weak attack for 2 time. That's perfectly fine. We'll go from 6 to 8 there. And yeah, I don't think I'm actually going to take any actions yet, because I think I'm going to want to buy an improvise for 3. If I buy a sprint and a search, that would be another 4, so that would be 7, and then a close call for 8. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to end our turn here. We'll keep these cards in our hand. We've sold our 2 for the 2 time. So we'll go ahead and spend 1 to get a close call. We'll spend 2 to pick ourselves up a sprint. We'll spend 2 more to get a search, anticipating that hopefully we can make it down to the garage and start searching for some items. Because having weapons against 3 killers, I mean, there's 18 total health that we got to deal with up here at least. So the more damage we're able to deal is going to be a lot better. We still have 3 time left, so we'll go ahead and pick up our improvise. I wouldn't have been mad at picking up a distraction, but we do have the 2 focuses, and really we just need to be able to get down into this threshold here. So we got to pray that whatever comes off of this terror deck does not increase horror, otherwise we might have to wait for another turn, which would be a little less than ideal. Alright, so we're going to go back up to 6 time here, and we'll put our 0 cost cards in the tableau. Alright, haven't rolled any dice yet, that's a bit rough. So we're going to go to the killer phase. With the killers, this action up here does state all killers, but it just shows that they target the final girl or a victim and attack. They do not move, so they're just going to chill out here and not do anything. The terror card is where we're going to get into a lot of trouble with them moving around. So let's go ahead and flip up and see what we get here for the first one. Go away. Each killer in your space or in the space of the victim takes a damage. Oh no, that would have actually been really good later in the game. But then each killer damaged this way then attacks, and then we get to resolve an event. So this could go good or very bad for us. We'll go ahead and find out here together. So let's grab an event card. Battle ready. Take the item card set aside during setup, reveal 1 at a time until either a weapon is revealed, take this item, or until there are no more of the set aside item cards to reveal. Okay, so we might be getting a free item right off the bat here. Alright, let's go and flip up our first one. And immediately we get a blender that adds 3 damage. It can only be used in the house and it discards after use, but I mean, you could potentially deal 6 damage with 1 attack, and that is enough to take out one of these killers. So I'm not mad about having that. We'll hold on to it for now. We are currently in the house, so if they end up coming in here at some point in time, then, you know, we have a pretty good advantage. But first card, that feels pretty good. All right. But like I said, there are some cases that will get you to go back into the spare item deck. So we'll go and discard that event now to the bottom of the deck. There we go. Okay, panic phase, there are no victims to panic, they're not in any spaces with the killer, and then last is the upkeep phase, nothing with terror cards, and I don't need to rearrange items, I'm fine with the blender, and as I take new items, I can rearrange it then, so that is a-okay. Alright, so the big thing with this turn, we did not have our horror go up, which is fantastic, that means we can get to that 3 dice, but I actually want to improvise first, because I want to get as many successes as possible here. So we're going to start by playing out our improvise. And we're going to go ahead. This is a little trick I learned from Board Game Apprentice, and it's probably just like a superstition thing more than anything to actually pay attention to, but I'm going to go ahead and shake up all 6 of these, and we're going to take the best dice out of here. We didn't get a single success out of any of those dice. So I guess we're going to take the 2 4s. Will be our prime ones. We got 2 4s, 2 3s, a 2, and a 1. That is a pretty... If that was a 6-die horror roll, that would be very pathetic. Alright, so let's go ahead and take our 2 4s here, and we'll roll them up to try to get our successes here. Oh, 2 partials. Yeah, we're gonna close call on that one. We're gonna spend the 2 time, and we're gonna re-roll all those dice, because we cannot afford to discard 4 cards. There is just no way. Alright, I probably should have tried to focus first, but that's okay. Oh, we got a single success and then not a partial. So just our next roll is going to be a 3 and a 4. 3 and 4s will be successes. That's rough. Okay. Sure. So, yikes. Do I just sprint in that case? Because that's the card I kind of need to resolve the most here. Since, again, I have 4 spaces to move, and I can always discard an extra walk for something. I guess that's not the way I wanted it to go, but that's how we're going to have to do it. You got to adapt a lot in this game, which sometimes I'm bad at. Okay, that is a double success thanks to our... here, let's show you off better here. That was a 4, I promise you. It was a 6 and a 4. So that partial success in this case, thanks to that improvise, will be a full success. So we will get to move 3 spaces and spend a time. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We'll get in here with these victims because we can carry them with us through the garage. And if we get enough spaces to move, maybe we can drop them off at the driveway and get some bonuses. So we'll lose a time for that. Okay. I think at this point, I'm just going to focus now. We'll go ahead and do our first one. Yikes. I really want my horror level to go down, and losing 2 times is going to be miserable. So I feel like I kind of need to discard for this. I think it has to be a walk in the other focus, to be quite honest, so I can still walk into the garage. I won't get down to the good horror level yet. I am probably playing this very poorly, I'll be completely honest, but I really want the search. So we're gonna discard these 2. And we're gonna bring that down 1 and lose 1 time because that was only a single success for the focus. Okay, so we were really praying for this walk to go through here. So we'll go ahead and roll number 2. Oh, that is awful. We got a partial and a failure here. That's a bit rough. Okay, well, I guess we have to take the double fail. We don't have a choice, but I think in this case, I'm actually going to end up taking the move space and losing a health, because either way, we're losing 2 time. We're at full health currently, so it's not like a big deal. We're still pretty far away from the killers, but I really need to get into that garage here. So we're taking that 1 damage, and we're going to lose 2 time. That does put us at 0, so we actually can't even search. That's ouch. Okay, well, I guess we're going to hang out here then. We're just going to hold the search, and we can do it next turn at least. And we'll go to planning. We'll grab our 2 free cards back, and that's all we can afford. So we'll jump back up to 6 time here. That was a pretty rough turn. Like I said, my rolls in this game are just horrendously bad. Killer action, still not doing anything there. They haven't moved yet. We're going to flip up our next terror card. All right. Oh my God, what is happening to us? So it starts off with no victims on the board, so we can skip that part. So they're going to be targeting a victim, and they're basically going to move and attack twice. There's nobody in range right now because they are only range 1. But it is the active killer right now, which is the red one, so they're going to move 1 space closer to the victims. And rule of ambiguity, I think in this case they're going to go to the bigger cluster of victims here. So they're going to go in there on the second action here, since they needed to use both moves to get there. And they're going to kill their first victim, which is actually really, really bad for us because that moves the bloodlust tracker up, and now we gain 2 horror. So now we're really falling behind on that track. I was hoping that wouldn't happen anytime soon, but unfortunately here we are. So the first victim has died. That's it for the killer phase. Now we are into the panic phase. We do have 2 victims to panic. I'm gonna swap out these dice here. I think maybe the 2 low rolls are the ones that we actually want here. We'll go and test that out. Yeah, 5 and a 6, of course, right off the bat. So both of these victims are gonna panic over in this direction, getting into one big cluster just all the way up there. Having their own little siesta. Perfect. So upkeep phase, nothing for me to do there. We're going to go into our planning phase. We're going to hold on to these 2 cards in case we have a partial success for the search, because I really, really want this to go off. This is super important this turn. It's the only card that we're playing, so we're going to go ahead and play it now. We'll roll these 2 dice again, because they seem to do pretty good. Okay, we got a single success out of that. That's good enough. At least that gives us the lucky rabbit's foot, so that we can have that handy for different things. So we'll go ahead and put the lucky rabbit's foot in our backpack here. And then since we didn't need to use these 2 cards, we're just going to sell them now for some time, because we do lose 1 for the search, and then we'll sell them for 2, putting us to 7. Okay, so planning phase, we'll grab our free cards back here, the walk, focus, focus. I really want the distraction here. We really need to get our horror down at this point. I'm not even going to worry about improvise. So we're going to spend 3, and we're going to pick up the distraction here. And I think I do want to get moving around the board because the killer is closing in pretty quickly on our victims, and I would not mind being able to save some of them. I almost, while we're still in the garage space, I think we'll actually spend 2 time to grab another search here, and then we'll spend another 2 to pick up a sprint, so that we can search 1 more time, and then we'll be able to book it a little bit and maybe start trying to save some victims here. I mean, we can go like 1, 2, 3 if we get a double success, drop off these couple victims, and then start moving up this way to get these guys around the outside. I don't think that's too bad. We're still at 7 cards, so we're not worried about our hand size just yet. And then we'll go ahead and put these cards back here, our 2 free cards, and our search. Okay, cool. Killer action, again, nothing there. They don't have anyone in their spaces. Flip on the next tarot card. Why are they doing this to us? Sorry, my dog's getting some water. I apologize. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next tarot card, so we ignore that. So this symbol here is where the active killer is going to go up, and when it's at the top, it just goes to the bottom. So we'll go ahead and take that active killer token here and put it down on the bottom killer. So now our black is the active killer. He's going to target a victim, move, and attack. His distance is still only 1 space. He's 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So he's just going to go up this way and kind of move in tandem with red. No attacks, but that is going to increase horror and put us in a really dangerous position. We are now at level 5 horror. This is not looking good for us. Good thing we picked up that distraction. I will say, that's really good. Okay, so how we navigate this turn is going to be kind of interesting. So if I manage to hit all of the focus and distraction, like even if the focuses are just a single success, that would be 2 horror there, and then if we get a double on here, that'd be 4 horror. That could get us down to the 3 dice, but that does seem a bit risky. That is going to be very hard for us to hit. So I think we just start off with the Surge again, to be honest. And then we just discard stuff as we need to. Try to move this dice tray a little bit closer so you can see it a little bit better. Double success! Okay, maybe we should have played the distraction first. Oh well, that's fine. We'll take 2 cards off the top of the garage deck here. We're going to look at both of them. Ooh, we got the wooden bat. And this, okay, so in our crafted deck, I didn't get to mention this. The Disemboweler, this is my favorite weapon ever. The last time I played this box, I just used this to go on a rampage against the killers, and it is an insane weapon. So I really want to craft this, and we have the wooden bat here, so all we need to do is find the knife and then pick up some rope. Where is the rope, actually? That would be kind of... Oh, the rope's all the way at the boathouse. You know, I'm still holding out hope we can make it happen. If nothing else, I think there's another recipe in here. No, none of these require the bat. Okay, that's rough. Well, we're still going to take the wooden bat. Yes, it's 2-handed instead of single-handed, like the fireplace poker, which we're going to put back on top of the item deck. But, I mean, the bat is still like an extra damage either way. We're not in the house right now. So I'm going to equip the wooden bat, put the blender away for a minute here. Okay, that went really well. Okay, so I forgot to reset my time. So we'll spend 1 there. Wow, okay. I think before I like try to engage in the killer area, I definitely want to get my horror down before that becomes a huge issue. So we will start with distraction. So I guess I should have gone with the low roll dice at the beginning, because clearly they are working for me now. Okay, well, I can retract that statement immediately. That's a double failure. Well, I have no choice but to reduce the horror here. I'm going to lose 4 time, but I have to. I simply have to lose. Okay, so those dice are not working out. Let's try the 2 middle ones. We've kind of been ignoring them. I don't think I'm going to be moving a lot this turn. I'm going to be discarding the 2 walks right now. Or I'm at least going to discard 1 of them to get a time back, just so I don't like get forced out of my turn. So let's start with a first focus here. We are really not looking good this game. Okay, double success on that. That's a lot better. So we'll reduce horror and increase time by 2. So that does feel pretty good at least. We're coming back a little bit. We're going to play our next focus here. I just need to get the horror down. Okay, another double success. You know what? I will take that. We're not at 3 yet, but we are back up to 6 time, and we still have a walk and a sprint left. I kind of wish I didn't discard that other walk now, but that's okay. I think that's fine. All right, we're going to go and sprint then. We'll try to save these 2 victims. That can get our horror down. So maybe I want to walk, because if I can just move 1 space, then I can reduce horror and get that 3rd die. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to keep rolling these 2 dice, because they're doing hot for us right now. Okay, that's double partial. So in this case, I'm really glad I played the walk, because I can still move, and it's not going to end my turn. So we'll go ahead and move the 1 space, and we're going to lose another heart to do so, and 2 time. But we do save both of these victims. So I'm going to reduce the horror, and then I think I'm actually going to... I probably should, because I don't have a lot of I don't have any good free cards coming. So I think I'm actually going to increase time by 2. And then we're going to lose 1 for the walk. Oh, 2 for the walk. So that actually just is a net 0. Okay, well that's a bit rough, but we at least got something out of it. We did get the horror down, so now we get a 3rd die, which should help us be a little bit more successful. Let's go ahead and try sprinting here. I know I'm getting a little bit greedy, but we just kind of got to go for it at this point. Okay, we got a double success. Perfect. So, I mean, we could go 1, 2, 3 and come up to these guys and then, like, grab another sprint and try to save them next turn. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we don't quite make it to those guys yet. Yeah, I think I might have to kind of abandon these groups a little bit. I don't want to abandon this whole group, but I might as well at least try to save who I can. I mean, we could always do the Lucky Rabbit's Foot and try to get some... No, I shouldn't. You know, I think I want to go in the house because maybe I'll just equip the blender in case the killers end up coming to my space for some reason. That might not be bad. And again, like that, this will guarantee to get me to those victims. So I might as well go that way. So we'll go 1, 2, 3 to get up here with these 2 victims, spending a time for that. Okay. So again, only have the 2 free cards that aren't really helping us right now. We're going to spend 2 time to pick up a sprint and 1 to grab this close call. So if we can drop off some more victims next turn, we can kind of... I really want to get our ultimate because Ginny's ultimate is actually really good. I really do like hers. That is our planning phase. Now it's going to go back to the killer phase. Again, no one in their spaces yet. Looking all good there. Terror card. Oh no, they're everywhere. Okay, so they're going to target... The active killer is going to target final girl or victim, move, attack, shift, final... It'll just basically shift, attack, and then the last one they're just going to target and move towards it. Okay, so in this case, the only victims close enough to black are right here. So he's going to move in and kill this guy. Going to move our bloodlust up, so now they can move 2 spaces, which is going to be a little evil for us. So the active killer token moves up. So we're getting Gray into the fray finally here for the first time. He is specifically targeting me, so we got to figure out the closest route here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so either way is equidistant. So we're gonna say he splits off because this is based on the strangers. They love splitting up a lot, so we're gonna go and do that. 1, 2. So he's gonna go to the porch. Is Tamara home? I don't know. Last one, active killer's going to go up again here, and they're just gonna target a victim and move. So they're just gonna move into this space, which means during the start of the next killer action, they will be killing, and it will be rough. Well, actually, not necessarily, because we are in the panic phase now, and a victim was killed this turn, and we have a victim here and victims here in killer spaces, so they are going to panic. So we'll start off with the one over here with the black one. Alright. That is a 4, so they are going to panic out of the boathouse. Awesome. That is great. Alright, and then we got 5 up here, so let's just go ahead and roll 5 dice. Let's see what happens. All right, well, there's all the good numbers. So we got 2 6s and a 5. Okay, so 2 6s are going to go up here into the shed. That's a bit rough. 5 goes down into the bedroom. Awesome, into the house with me. I can appreciate that. And then we have 2 3s. 2 3s are going to go this way. Wow, that makes them really easy to save. So maybe I'll actually... Oh, no, I can't take these guys this way because that's a killer space. Oh no, and I can't even take these guys back out the easy way here now either. I have to go through the garage, which is an extra space there. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, well, there's all our victims panicked. Let's keep those 2 6s handy and that 5. I like those. Those seem like good dice. Surely they won't betray me, right? Surely. Okay. So that was panic phase, and I didn't. Oh, I could equip the blender. But I do plan on leaving the house to go start saving people, so I probably will just leave the bat equipped, I think, just so I have something. And yeah, we don't have a lot going on here at all. I'm not going to be able to even save the victims this turn, so I think I might actually even hold off for a turn here. Well, I mean, if I hit a double success, I could come save these 2. Because they're not in the killer space right now, but then that just leaves the guys in the house vulnerable, so it's like the same situation almost. Wow, this is actually a rough situation here. Okay, sorry about that. There's going to be a little abrupt cut there. I don't know where my recording stopped, but unfortunately my main camera's card got full, so yeah. Alright, anyways, so we are going to be playing this sprint here, I think, just to try to save these 2 victims, because I really do need to get this ultimate off, and I want to save as many victims as I can to, prevent the bloodlust from going up too high. So I think we're going to play the sprint. We'll hold our weak attack and short rest in case we need to save a partial success, because we need a double success to get those 2 victims saved. So go ahead and roll up our 3. Hopefully we don't have to use anything. Would be ideal, but we'll see. Okay, we got a single success and a partial, so that's like exactly what we were looking for. So we'll just discard the weak attack and the short rest, no problem, to get our double success. So we can't take these victims with us. They will not move through a killer space. So we're just going to go 1, 2, and 3 to bring these guys with us and deliver them safely. I think I'm kind of out in the open. I don't know if I want to take the guard reaction, though. I think I might take the move 1 space just to start heading back towards the house a little bit, but that would kind of put me in a dangerous position. Well, if I took move 1 space and took the guard reaction, that wouldn't be too bad. Because then I'd just have it, and I know I'd be safe. I could save the horror and the healing for later. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and place the victim on the move 1 space and then take the guard reaction card. So we're going to take guard here for free, which is nice, and then we'll move a space this direction. So if the killer does end up on our space, we do have some sort of protection. Okay, so that we're just going to call our turn there. We've got a close call in hand, which is pretty good. Oh, no, we don't put these cards back yet. I got to buy my cards first. Duh, so we'll get all our freebies. Good turn to have that. Oh, we did lose 1 time for the sprints. We are at 5. Really, what are we looking for here? We got 5 time. I almost want to do that planning, just so I can do the Lucky Rabbit's Foot next turn and really start doing some prepping. Let's do that. We're going to spend 4 time. This is way different. I don't think I've ever used a planning card once in my life. So we're going to go and grab that. We've got 1 time left. Might as well just grab this last close call. So we are at 8 cards. We're still sitting pretty good. I'll keep that guard up front in case we need that. Okay. Reset time to 6. That's our planning phase. Put our cards back here real fast. Good. I'm glad we rescued those victims. That's really good. Okay. Killer phase. Nobody in their spaces. Fantastic. Everyone panicked and got out of the way. So we'll check our tarot card here. Okay, well, immediately we're losing a die. So that's a bit rough. We're getting a horror there. It was wearing a mask. We do have victims on the board, so we'll look at the bottom one. So active killer token is going to move down. They're going to target a victim, move, and attack. So we're on the gray one now. Okay, well, I've been going for the bigger group of victims, so I might as well stick with that. So he's going to move 1, 2 into this group. That little group that I was trying to save there. Unfortunate. Bloodlust goes up 1. Thankfully, nothing bad out of that yet, but, yeah. Okay, cool. That could have been way worse, so I can deal with that. All right. Oh, and now panic phase. Yes. We got a victim to panic now. That's a 5, so he's going to go panic into the killer space. Dude, come on. You could do better than that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, well, I got to get him out of there before the next killer phase, then. God, those poor guys are just stuck in the shed up there until I start attacking the killer here. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Yikes. Okay, so... yeah, nothing during upkeep. Alright, let's figure this out here. Well, I need to get my horror back down. I need that 3rd die. So we're going to start with a focus here. We're going to see what happens. Double success. We'd love to see that. Okay. Reduce horror by 1, gain 2 time. Alright, we got our 3rd die back. And maybe it would have been nicer to have played my planning first, but that's okay. Alright, so we're going to do planning because this just increases the amount of dice for the next horror roll. It doesn't matter what it's for. And our next horror roll is going to be our Lucky Rabbit's Foot. So we're going to be hoping to get 3 dice off of that. And we can just roll all 6 and get some really good stuff off of our Lucky Rabbit's Foot. We're planning for a big setup here, as obviously is stated by the card. Oh, that's 2 partials. Well, we don't really plan on moving a whole lot this turn. I think we can honestly just discard our 2 close calls and our 2 walks. Just to guarantee the success, we'll hold on to the guard and the focus just so we can get some more time. Well, actually, no. I'm going to get rid of the focus and hold on to a walk, because then if I can move 2 spaces, I can get at least that victim out of there and try to save him. So that'll be good. All right. So we'll spend those 4 cards to get a double success on our planning here, which gives us... I mean, I could have probably just taken a single success and gotten 2 dice, but that would also cost me a time, and it would be 1 less die. I want to maximize as many dice as I can to get benefits out of this Lucky Rabbit's Foot. Okay, so we're going to actually discard this Lucky Rabbit's Foot now. We're going to keep it handy out here so we can see what we're getting off of it. But thanks to planning, we now get to roll... oops, all 6 dice here. Good thing that was not an actual roll, because that was a 1. All right. Please be good. Oh, shoot. Okay, cool. So this, that was a 2, I promise you. I'm not trying to cheat, I swear. So we got 3 successes out of this. So it could have been better, but that could have been worse. Our time was on 8. Let me make sure I got that right. So we have 3 successes here. I could insulate us by moving down the horror 1. Well, I could use this to just move too, couldn't I? 1, 2, 3. I could just rescue that victim. It's only 1 victim though, and I need 2 more to get my ultimate. What if I went 1, 2, 3, and then I could set up to walk? Ooh, I like that, because I could save both victims. That would give me a heal, reduce horror by 1, and I could flip over to my ultimate. I really like that. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this victim out of dodge here. So we're going to use our 3 successes on this Lucky Rabbit's foot to move 3 spaces. So we can go 1, 2, 3, get down here with this guy. And then we're going to go ahead and play our walk just to get him the heck out of here. So we're still at 3 dice. So we go back down to our 3 instead of our 2. All right. Let's go ahead and roll for our walk here. We just need 1 success. That is triple failure. Dude, the dice are actually just betraying me today. I don't know what's going on. But we can still move a space. We're going to do that. We're going to spend the health. Lose 2 times. So we're just back down to 6, which is fine. Okay. Oh yeah, Lucky Rabbit's foot is gone. We don't have that anymore, but it did serve us well, I think. Even though we could have gotten more out of it, we could have like maxed out our time and reduced a horror. We could have really prepped, but I stated that I wanted to save victims, so we're gonna save victims here. All right, so getting those 2 off the board. I'm going to reduce horror by another 1 and gain that heart back, which is not bad. I'm not mad about that. So all we have left in our hand is a guard, which is okay. We're just going to go ahead and hold on to that. We'll go into our planning phase. We still have our 6 times, so we can actually just get some stuff going here. You know, I'm not in really any danger at the moment. There's only 3 more victims on the board, which could still result in some problems for us over here. But I think, honestly, maybe we just grab the critical blow and chill for a turn. And, like, we just kind of prep to engage the killers. But we do also need to get searching. So I think I do want the critical blow. So then maybe the turn after I can move up here to the boathouse if this guy doesn't move. And then I could try to search in there because I need to find that knife. And then I also need the rope, which is in there as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the 6th time. You don't really get opportunities like this very often to just buy a critical blow, and that is my entire turn. Well, I guess we are going to get our 2 freebie cards, because those will help us next turn to set up for what we want and get some more cards. Looking pretty good. I think we're recovering a little bit. Even though our rolls are really awful, I think we are kind of bringing it back just a little bit. So... killer phase, nobody in their spaces, fantastic. We saved another victim, so let's check this terror card here. We're not going to make it through the night, so they're going to target victim or final girl, and that's the gray one, so that's this guy up here is just going to go boop, boop. And then it's going to go up and target another one. Okay, so we are going to basically be losing all of our victims here, so I'm glad I kind of didn't worry too much about those guys, and I just got out who I could. Oh, we need to resolve our ultimate here. I actually totally forgot. That was like the whole point of doing that. So we'll take our 6 victims off there, and we'll reveal Ginny's ultimate here. So when she flips over, we're going to choose 2 of the following that will apply to all results when resolving that action for the remainder of the game, and these are all our 0-cost cards. So we can get +1 space when resolving walk, +1 heart when resolving short rest, +1 damage when resolving weak attack, which is definitely one I think I want to do, and then reduce 1 horror when resolving focus. So I definitely want the weak attack one. I might almost go for the short rest because we are kind of getting towards the final showdown here. And I want to be able to heal as possible. So we're going to do weak attack and short rest. I'm just going to put some of those marker tokens on there just to remember what we have chosen for that here. So anytime we do short rest or weak attack, we will either heal an extra 1 or deal an extra damage, which is great. Especially because we have both in our hand right now. So maybe we can short rest next turn, just try to keep our health up. So even if we only get a single success, we can still get both of our health back. Okay. So now to resolve the terror card here. Apologies for that. So the current active killer is gray, so he's going to go 1, 2, attack this guy, increase bloodlust, which does increase horror. Thankfully, we did kind of insulate ourselves a little bit on that, but I don't think it's going to matter here in a second. So active killer token is going to move up to red. Red is going to move up here into the shed. Man, there are 2 out of 3 of our search spots, and they're the 2 spots that we haven't looked at yet. Okay, so killed that one off. The horror goes up again, or the bloodlust goes up again, and it's going to reveal their dark power now. Mask of Phobia. Once per turn when the killer moves into your space, increase horror. You may not purchase focus while a killer is in your space. Ooh, that's rough. Okay, that could be way worse, but that is going to be rough for the rest of the game because we still have all 3 killers on the board, and we didn't choose the focus option with Ginny's, which actually kind of works out, I think. But so that's the Bloodlust, that's that killer action, so now we're just going to increase by another horror, losing us a die. We're just going to pull all these out, to be honest, because they've all been, I mean, look at that. They're all on failure spaces. That's too rough. That's too rough. Okay. So tarot card done, and then just panic phase is really all we have to worry about here. We got 1 victim up there to panic. He is going to roll a 2, which means he does not move. So that victim is going to die. We are going to increase another horror. So again, we're not doing anything this turn. We're just kind of chilling. I could short rest. I think now after losing that horror, it might not be worth it. I think I'm just going to hang out here with guard. So we're going to sell these 2 cards because we can get them back later. Oh, I didn't reset my time. So we're going to go up to 8 time. And I just want as much to do as possible. So we're going to grab our freebies here. So we're at 6 cards right now. We can buy 4 more with 8 time. That's quite a bit. Let's see. I think we just kind of copy that first turn again. We don't even need the sprint. I really want the knife, so I think I'm going to go with search. So we're going to grab 2 searches for 4 time here. We're going to grab an improvise again for another 3 time. And we're going to grab a close call just to try to help that improvise get through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. We're exactly at 10 cards. So we don't have to worry about not getting a card, which is very nice. So we'll put these 2 freebies here, and we're just hanging out for a turn that is A-okay. We'll try to focus on our next turn, get that horror back so we can improvise and go from there. Let's see what the killer's got. So they are, unfortunately, going to be killing this person, which is going to increase our horror again. Okay, so we're going to need to double focus, which is pretty unfortunate. Reset my time again. I'm bad about that. I'm very bad about that. Okay, that's all the victim stuff, all the killer stuff. Let's go ahead and resolve a tarot card. Okay, so no victims on the board, so now we are discarding and revealing the next card. Alright. Place the active killer in your space. Okay, this is why I'm really glad that I did get that guard earlier. Okay, so the active killer right now is Red. So Red's going to come all the way from the shed over here. And then we're actually going to be getting attacked a lot here. They're dealing 2 damage right now, so it's a little bit rough. Okay, I think because black. Oh wait, no, the other 2 are only going to move. This is the only one actually attacking this round. So we will go ahead and throw out the guard because it's not going to put us in a space where we get the adrenaline. So we're going to play our guard. We only have 2 dice, which is fine. Okay, that's a partial and a failure. I think. Do I worry about? I think I do. No, I need all of these cards is the problem. So I think I'm actually just going to take the L. Oh, it does reduce damage by 1 still. So we'll take 1 damage. We can deal with 1 damage. That's fine. That's okay. That guard is decent for that reason. I do forget that. Okay, so the next 2 are going to move it down. So gray is going to move 2 spaces closer to me now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it doesn't matter. So he's just going to backtrack to the porch. And then obviously black is just going to go straight into our space here, which is nice. That frees up the boathouse for us. So we don't have to worry too much about that. Oh, but they both moved into our space, so we increase horror by 2. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of this spot fast. Thankfully, they're not out of the terror deck yet, so they're not on their finale. So we have a little bit of time to make this happen. Well, we're not going to get our horror down enough, so I think we just have to improvise and pray for the best here. So let's roll our 2. Okay, we got a single and a partial success. Like I said, we're not going to be able to get our horror down. I do kind of want to move away from these guys in case the terror card gets them closer. Well, I only need 2 spaces to get to the boathouse. We're going to discard a walk and a close call. We're going to discard those 2. So now all 3s and 4s for the turn are successes. So we're just going to go ahead and... Well, let's get what we need to done first. So we're going to go ahead and walk. Walk for 2. Okay, that's a single success, which is fine. because we get... Oh, no, we didn't take the walk. That's right. Oh, no. Oh, I did that backwards. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry. I should have discarded a focus. Sorry, a little bit of cheating here. I apologize. I know. I had my cards backwards, so I'm going to get rid of the focus instead of the walk. There we go. Make sure I actually do this right here. Okay. So we still have one focus, one walk. Okay. So we're going to move one space. That's going to lose us a time. So sorry about that. I realized after the fact. So second walk. Oh, how did I do that again? I don't know what's going on here, man. Let me just sort this out. There we go. All right, so we'll play our second walk now. I really don't know what happened there. And then that is a single success as well, which is fine. That's all we needed. Well, there's a partial, but thanks to our improvise. Okay, we're going to go ahead and search, because that is really what's important to us right now. That is a double failure. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, well, this is really rough. If I go up 2 horror, that is, like, the worst possible thing that could happen right now. What's the top item? That's just the energy drink. I don't really care that much about that. So I think in all reality, I can afford... I'm just going to have to gain the 1 horror and lose 2 time. That's really, really rough. I'm going to have to focus before I do my other search then, because I need to get the horror back down so I don't have that happen again. That is a double success. Perfect. We'll gain 1 horror, or lose 1 horror, gain 2 time back. Basically just reverting that last situation, but we lost a search card from it. So we're going to do our other search. We need a double success on this one, please. Oh, I should have done critical blow while I was still in their space. Okay, but that's fine. So we're going to get a single success, which is going to give us an energy drink. I think we honestly just spend this... Oh, yeah, we're going to lose the time for that search. I think we just spend this right away so that we actually have some time to do stuff with. We're just going to use our energy drink right now, and we're going to gain 3 time. Because I need something to do. And we're not in a good position right now. I think it's honestly all going to be on just blocking stuff, just in case they really start moving towards me here. We're setting up for the end game at this point. So we'll go to planning. We'll pick up our 2 freebies. We're going to grab guard for 2, and we're going to grab retaliate for 4. I think that's just how it has to be. Is that good, though? I feel like I need close call. Just in case I get a bad roll. Nah, we'll go in. We'll go in on it. It's fine. All right, if we take one hit of 2 damage, then we can live with that. All of our freebies here now, I'll actually get them in proper order, so I'm not fumbling around with them, getting confused on what's happening. Hopefully I didn't cheat in that situation. I wasn't trying to. The cards were just getting all jumbled in my hand, and it wasn't making sense in my brain, so... So now, killer phase, still nothing in their space. We're just going to go straight to the tarot card. That was... Okay, no victims on the board. Discard and resolve the next. Oh, this could be really bad. Oh, no. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next tarot card. Oh, no. Okay. So, at the end of this turn, they're not doing anything for their killer phase, but now they are going into their finale, which really puts us into a precarious situation here, and it's about to get a little bit rough. So I think I might actually have to heal this turn just so I don't, like, instantly die. Alright, so end of the turn, no panic phase, upkeep, I'm not rearranging anything, we just reveal their finale here. So let's see what they got. Oh, Hunt, Sweet Hunt. So they're going to target final girl or victim, move twice, so they're basically going to move 4 spaces, attack, and then move the active killer. So it is only going to be the active killer resolving this, not each of them, but each attack does an additional damage, so I really do need to heal. So that's rough. That's a really, really rough situation to be in. Especially when they move into our space, that increases horror. Oh, no. Yeah, we really need to mitigate horror as much as possible here. Alright, so... Again, for our turn, we don't really have anything going on, so we're just going to play a short rest here just to try to heal back up a little bit. And remember, we do get +1 heart when resolving short rest, so... Okay, that is a single success. We'll take that. That's 2 health back and a time. Well, losing a time, sorry. Losing a time. I don't want to pay to make that partial success a full success. That doesn't seem worth it. Okay, so we'll go to our buying phase here. We have 5 time to work with. So we're going to get our 4 freebies. That puts us up to 8 cards, so we can buy 2 more. We need to start dealing some damage. Oh, you know, while I was here, well, grabbing the rope's not going to do anything if I don't find the knife, is the problem. I think I need to get back into the house so I can use that blender here. Yeah, pretty much half of these need the knife. And if I can't find the knife, then, well, we're just bum out of luck. We'll have to look in that deck at the end of the game to see if that's where the knife is. So we could buy 2 more. It might almost just be Furious Strike and Close Call. No, I need Distraction. I need Distraction. We'll buy that for 3. We have 2 left. I could do another search while I'm here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you could buy 1 more card. I think, no. I'm just going to buy the last card. I need to be safe. I'm buying the last card. Okay, cool. So there's our planning phase over. Killer phase, yeah, they're going to start. So it's Gray right now. He moves twice, which is the only reason that he's going to make it to us. 1, 2, 3 to be able to get there. We're going to increase Horror because he's there now, and he's going to attack for 3 damage. There's a part of me that almost wants to take it, but I think I'm actually going to... I think I'm going to retaliate here, maybe? Well, no, I'll do Guard, because no matter what, that will reduce damage by 1, at least. So we'll go and Guard, just to reduce damage. Okay, that was a single and a partial success. I feel like I will need to keep moving. So the problem is they're moving 4 spaces at a time right now. And with Walk, the 2 walks that I have, the most I can move is 4 spaces. So the math kind of works out to not really be in my favor. And it's only ever going to be 1 attacking me at a time anyways. So I don't think I need to worry about moving. Maybe I discard the 2 walks? I can also hold on to them to make sure I get successes on my turn too, though. I think reducing damage by 2 is... Well, yeah, so it's dealing 3 damage, so it's only going to deal 1 damage. I can deal with 1 damage. We can take 1 damage. That's fine. Okay, and then the active killer token is going to move up to the red. Sure thing. Okay, so we're back to our turn now. We really need to get this horror down because it is going to get not manageable at all. That's the other thing about moving, is that if I move and they keep following me into spaces, then I'm going to keep getting more horror, and that's just going to end up being worse for us. So, this actually could have been a much worse situation, I'm not going to lie. Oh, I do have to remember, though, I can't purchase focus anymore while a killer is in my space. So that will be a problem. But as long as I get my horror down, I don't really have to worry about it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead... I think we're just going to start off with Distraction here. Because we just, again, we need to get that horror down. So 2, okay, that's a single and a partial success. So this is where we're going to discard those 2 walks to get a double success. Now this will reduce horror by 2 and increase our time by 2. That is what we needed. That is exactly what we needed. Okay, I guess while we're here, we might as well focus. We're not going to be able to get our horror down all the way. Might as well get it down far enough. I almost want a critical blow, though, and just start dealing some damage. Because then if I need to discard the focuses to be able to get successes, I think I'm okay with that. So critical blow. Oh, that's a double failure? Oh, no, that's like the worst case possible. So we're going to deal 3 damage to the killer. Which is the gray. So it's going to deal 3 damage. That's really rough. Then we're going to take 2 damage, gain a horror, and it's going to end our turn. That was a really bad play. Oh no, I think that actually right there just cost us the game. So we'll go to planning phase. We're still at 8 time at least. I'm going to buy both of these close calls just to make sure that I can survive a turn. So we'll put that down to 6. We still have 6 time. Again, I think I have to buy a distraction. And I think I might go for the improvise. Oh, I can get short rest again too. We'll spend 3 to get the improvise, I think. Just makes the most sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're exactly at 10 cards. Perfect. Killer phase, so we're on red right now. They are going to move into our space. That's going to increase horror again. We're still not in the red. Thankfully, we have mitigated that much. And they're going to attack us again for 3. You know, I think I almost do just retaliate here since I have the 2 close calls. So if I reduce damage by 2, then that would be 1 damage. So if I get just a single success on this, I'll reduce it by 2 damage and deal 2 back. I don't hate that. I kind of need to just work on getting these guys killed as quickly as possible. So we're going to go ahead and retaliate. That is the more expensive one to get back, but I think it's fine. We shouldn't be spending too much time. All right, let's put this up here. Just see if that increases our luck any. 2 partial successes. Okay, well that's a bit rough. Okay, I think I actually see what to do here. So I'm just going to... I really want the close calls. Oh, that's right, I can't buy focuses anymore. Did I buy a focus when there was a killer in my space? Okay, well I can't really discard those because I can't buy them back. I think we're going to do one close call and one short rest because we need a single success on this. And I'm not going to risk trying to re-roll it because my rolls have been awful today. So single success will reduce the damage by 2, so we'll still take 1, which does put us in adrenaline mode now. But then we're going to deal 2 damage back because we have our bat equipped. And that does, thankfully, modify. So that's 2 damage to red here. And then we're going to shift the active killer token down there. Okay. Wow, okay, yeah, we really do need to get our horror down again. Alright, so back to our turn. We are going to start with an improvise because we absolutely need to improvise here. We are still... Oh, that's right, we're in adrenaline mode, so we actually have 3 dice now. That's really, really helpful. Alright, so we'll roll 3. 2 or partial successes. I need all of these to resolve pretty much. So we are going to close call and spend 2 time. I need successes. I need successes. Okay, well, you know what? That's a single success. I guess I could accept that and just use it for distraction. We'll go ahead and do that. Just to get my horror down again. Because it's going to go up at least 1 more here in a moment, so... Okay, perfect. That makes it a double success. So reduce by 2, increase by 2 time. Okay, we're not going to be able to get any more focuses after this, but we're going to go ahead and play them now while we have 3 dice. It is kind of rough that we got rid of our short rest, but oh, double success on that one. Let's go. Reduce horror, increase 2 time. Let's get those little markers out of there. Oops. All right, last focus. Okay, another double success. We're getting really good on those, thankfully. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and weak attack. And we're going to weak attack on Gray because he has the lowest health, and if we can get another adrenaline here, we're good. Or we could even potentially kill him, actually. If we get any successes, this does kill him. So let's go ahead and roll our 3. That is a double success, so that's 2 damage from our weapon and the weak attack, and then we also get +1 resolving a weak attack. So we got to hope that he does not have anything in here, so let's go ahead and do this. He's knocked over for the turn. We don't have anything left to do for our turn anyways, so that is perfectly fine. So before moving into planning phase, let's go ahead and reveal this final health token here. So that... Oh, he has 1 heart and comes back. Oh, that's rough. All right, let's put that token off to the side here. Give him a white final health token. That does give us another adrenaline, though. So we are at 4 dice now, and we're really close to getting into that good horror range. I mean, we're about to lose another one here in a second, but planning phase, we have 10 time to work with. That is incredible. Okay, I think we might actually be getting to a point where we can do this. I might be holding out a little too much hope. You know, okay, so we have 1 card in hand. We'll grab our 2 walks for free. I think we just try to take someone out here. We have a guard for this turn, so I'm not worried about that. I think we are actually going to, since we have 10 time, we're going to spend 6 to get a critical blow. And I might regret this, but we're going to spend 4 to get a planning. I think this is the way to go. All right. This way we can like kind of max out on our dice and really try to land that critical blow in case something happens. Okay, so we'll reset our cards. Yeah, unfortunately we're going into this guard without a close call, so if we take any hit here, we very well could be dead. We very well could die. Which I think is fine. We've had a good run. We've saved a lot of people. Well, actually 6. We've saved 6 people, which is exactly how many died. So, you know, 50-50, I think that's good enough for a win in my book. All right, killer phase. We got Black being active. He's going to scooch in there. All right, please don't fail me now. I got 4 dice to this. Hopefully that's enough. I'm knocking on wood. Not a knife. I hope it's enough. I'm knocking on wood. All right. This very well could be our last roll of the game. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. Oh, that is as bad as it potentially ever could have been. Well, there's no point in discarding 2 cards to get the single success, because either way we're taking that last health token, and... Oh, no. Alright, well, I guess then, let's see. Do we survive? No. Of course not. Why would we? Why would we ever survive that? I gotta try one more time. I'm not gonna count this. I just want to see. Yeah, okay. Well, there's a single success. I could have made that a double. That's rough. That's brutal. All right. Well, that was a knock at the door. The final girl has fallen victim to the intruders. Didn't even get one of them dead. One just decided he wanted to come back to life, I guess. That's brutal. Let's see. How bad would it have been here? Did this one? Okay, so the red one would have died. And black one would have died. Literally, the one that we took down was the only one that had final health. Oh, that is absurd. But that is just the nature of this game. You really can't take it too harshly. It's just a story being told, and you get to be here to watch it unfold and control some of the elements, but not all of them. This is, again, this is Final Girl, A Knock at the Door. Hopefully you enjoyed this experience. I do need to know where this knife is. I do need to look. Yeah, they're both knives. We're still in the remaining item cards. I don't think there's a third one. I gotta look now. Is there a third knife in here? Would we ever have had hope for getting that? Oh, there's another bat. Yep, there was no third knife, so we were never gonna craft the Disemboweler, which is just an insane item. But wow, very exciting game of Final Girl. Like I said, the last time that I played this box, I absolutely eviscerated them. So it's only fair that they got their chance to go ahead and take me down this time. That's totally fine. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this playthrough today. Hopefully it was worthwhile watching. If you like these, let me know down in the comments. I might play more Final Girl on camera in the future, because I absolutely adore this game now that I've really gotten into it. I love the entirety of the system and the thematic parts of it. So again, if you want to see more of these, let me know. I'm going to be doing more playthroughs, reviews, and how to plays for other games coming up. But I wanted to start with this one because I've just been diving so deep into it lately, and I wanted to give it a little bit of time in the spotlight here on the channel because of how much I appreciate it. So never got to use that critical blow a second time, which is really unfortunate. It is how it is. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. If not, that's totally fine. Not everything has to be for everybody, but I appreciate the time you spent with me here today, and I still do hope to see you in the next one. But again, I'm not going to be hurt if I don't. So thank you all again so much for joining. Have a great day, and peace out.